Hey guys, come on in. Let's see what's happening in today's video. Here are a few clips from the past month. I make no apologies for the content. This is one of the last original buildings, right here. This used to be the Science and Math Centers, and it was called Kemp Hall. And now Kemp Hall is going bye-bye. Used to be the writing center, all the math classes, and then the science end was where we first started at. This is the next building, next oldest building, but they're going to leave it here because they just did an extensive remodel on the windows, etc. And I sound like crap, I know. And then they've been buying up the land here, and there used to be houses there and houses there. And they just recently tore those down. And I think the next set of buildings that they're going to tear down is going to be on the back side. There's our post office and an antique mall, and then the library is right there. Say hi. Hi. We're some tired people. And neither one of us feels great. But,
keep going.
Yep, got to kick ass and take names. Because we have to be out tomorrow by midnight. So that's a little update, and then I'll show you when we get in the camper. The floor was put down. My son and I were doing it, and then he had to go do something, so my cousin's son offered to come help. And the last couple of boards he cut wrong, but I wasn't gonna argue about it because you know what, it is what it is. So next stop, home sweet home. Or should I say RV, sweet RV. Woo, guys, that wind is whooping out there. I'm sitting on the steps that lead up to the tongue of the fifth wheel. And the wind here is whipping like crazy. But, I mean, like you can see out the window over there. And at the window in the door. We have a tarp over the front end of the trailer because when we got it, and we were aware that there's a roof leak. So right in there. No, that is not mold. It is spray paint. Yep, messy hair, don't care. And yesterday, Chris showed up over here because tonight will be the first night we stay here. Chris and my son had to put the tarp back on and secure it a little more securely to stop the potential leak. It would be just our luck that as soon as we're ready to move, like the mattresses and stuff, it would be storming. Welcome to Washington. I knew the weather was coming, and I'm just like, oh well, tough. So, my cousin and my son, let me start from the beginning. Sorry, my nose is leaking. I sound like that. Oh, and Tiggy-Boo's here. Say hi, Tiggy-Boo. Hi, Tiggy-Boo. Look, Tiggy-Boo. Tiggy-Boo, right here. Look, say hi. She's been extremely upset because for the last week I have been here trying to get this place where we can at least tolerate it. It's not terrible. Let me reiterate. We paid $800, and that plus, you know, give or take for the title transfer, which wasn't very much. And if the roof leak is the only thing that is wrong, and it is, I'm all right with that. We have another small leak where the vent for the there's a vent right over the stove right there, and it leaks if the wind blows up through it. And I have hot glue and silicone and a piece of foam core board that I'm going to cut for that spot. And yeah, so all right, let me explain the floor before I show it to you. All right, my son Joseph, who is 26, is on the spectrum. So him and I work really well together because I understand how his brain works. So he and I started out with the flooring in here. And we did right here by the door, and I'll show you the floor. We did, the tarp moved, frightened me. We did, when you walk in the door, that first course right here, and I'll show it to you in a minute. And then my cousin's son, my little cousin, came and he put the rest of the flooring down. Well, he made 2 miscuts, and there's a big space. I'm not really worried about it. I only wanted something down to protect. This trailer is a 1979 trailer. And like I said, if the only thing that is wrong with it, you know, from a cosmetic standpoint, oh, there are 2 things wrong. But again, not a big deal. So when he came in and he put the flooring down, it's been shifting. And I only wanted to put something down to keep the actual floor in some sort of normal wear. Again, like I said, the trailer is going to be 40 years old next year, to 1979. And we had somebody come look at it where we were going to park at, and he was like, wow, for that trailer being almost 40, it's in really good condition. Most parks will not allow long-term camping if the trailer is older than a 2006. So that's kind of been our problem, and we decided to do this, and everybody that does this in Washington, I'll come back starting in October for long term, and then it'll stay from October till probably February or March in a campground here. So none of the campgrounds, even if we had a 2006 or newer, won't accept us because they don't have any room. So the other day, 3 weeks ago, we put in an application up at what's called 1,000 Trails. It's a chain type RV or resort. And he had to run a background. Had to do a background check, which is fine. None of us have felony warrants. None of us are, you know, sex offenders or domestic violence charges. Nothing like that. So he tells me, oh, I need copies of y'all's ID. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, I sent it to you. Oh, I never got it. But you got the other paper. What's wrong with this picture? So I go to the copy shop, and I have copies of Chris, myself, and Christy's IDs done. And I go bring it 20 minutes away, which isn't terrible. So the guy, this is last Monday. Not this past Monday, the Monday before. So I don't hear from him all of last week. Today is, what is today? Today's Tuesday. The 12th, I think. Yeah, today's the 12th. So I don't hear from the guy the first week of December at all. Good thing we didn't have to pay for the background checks, because anyway, so I called this past Monday, which was yesterday, and the guy tells me, oh, well, we don't have any more spots. Why you couldn't call me, pick up the phone and friggin' call and say, hey, look, y'all passed the background check, but we don't have any place to put y'all. That would have been all right with me. So currently we've seen campers parked where we're at right now a lot. You know, not a bunch of us. In fact, we're the only ones parked here currently. So Chris is out running errands, and I'm at home getting shit together to start loading in. And he calls me and he says, okay, we ain't ready. We see those campers parked by the Moose Lodge all the time. I'm like, okay. And so he says, well, here's the story. In order to camp there, you have to be a Moose Lodge members. I'm like, all right. I'm like waiting for this big, you know, huge number to come down at me. For him and I, it was $50, I believe. And for us to camp here is $10 a night. And we have water and power. we don't have sewer, but we have a black tank anyway, so it's all right. So it's been parked here for 3 days, and that's fine. So at the house, the power was supposed to go off today, probably will go off until tomorrow morning, and so the power will go off tomorrow. We have until midnight tomorrow, which is Wednesday night, the 13th. And I'm just like, whatever we cannot take, and I'll explain what happened in a different video, because just look, we lived in the same place for 6 years. I'll explain it in my next video. So we are supposed to be out at midnight tomorrow night, and we are not taking our couch. We're not taking my husband's recliner. We're gonna load all of that up and take it to the dump. The only big things that we're keeping furniture wise are my metal racks and the adjustable base for my bed and our refrigerator. We were able to have, where my sister bought the refrigerator from, put it in our storage unit for us today, because you had to take off the doors, and my husband was like, just call them, it's paid off. But because she was such a good customer, they said whenever you need it moved, just call and we'll move it for you. So we had to move it to the storage unit today, and we have a power outlet, electrical outlet in there. So the guy was like, well, you need to plug this in, because if you don't, and 6 months later it won't start. Bullshit, but whatever. So the refrigerator is plugged in. I told Chris, I said, well, if nothing else, we want to put stuff in the refrigerator. We have a refrigerator. So let me give you an excuse the mess. It is a disaster zone in here. I have lights to put up yet, because the lighting in here is terrible. We are plugged into 30 amp. So, and we have water running into our black water, our water tanks and stuff like that. So we're good. So let me show you what it looks like. Like I said, don't judge, it's a disaster. So, well, you do that now. Let me switch all around. All right, so there's the door, and then below me is the steps that lead up to the... Right here is where our beds go. And we have 2 twin mattresses, because I have an adjustable bed. So there's a window there, and then right in front of that is another window that we haven't opened yet, because why? Don't need it. And then the people that had it before us, excuse my head, used to have that TV right here. So there's aluminum foil in these windows, which is fine. I'm not going to take it out right this minute. All right, let me spin y'all around. All right, so there is the water damage there, of it, which is fine. It's leaking around the skylight is what it is. And we were supposed to take care of it and have it. We hadn't stopped yet. All right. So like where I'm sitting is the 3 steps, and trust me to tell you that Tegan has missed that bottom step more than I have, and she sees well. I only fell off of it once. Once. So the lighting is terrible. So my son and I laid the flooring from the door to here, and then we had to pull up one because of having to rearrange the anyway. And then my cousin came and did... Tegan, sit down. I'm trying to get down. Ah! Oh. Trust me, my knees are killing me. Alright, so when my cousin came, he put in that one. Joseph had put this one in. And then my cousin ran the floor like this. And I'm not going to... That space right there was where the miscuts were. And like I told him, I said, I'm not all that worried about it. Okay, so... all of the light fixtures work. The lighting is just terrible. We have some LED lighting I'm going to put in today. The heating unit does not work. So this is what we call Lucy's heater. And for those of you that don't know, if I can find a photo of Lucy, I'll insert it now. This is Lucy in 2012. But this is what we call Lucy's heater. Lucy was 17 and we had to put her down on the 3rd of December. Anyway, moving on. Originally, there's a table that goes where the heater is. But the mounting bracket is broken. And I'm like, whatever. So what we're gonna do, like I said, excuse the mess, this is clean clothes. Woo, that wind is whipping ass. I think we lost the bungee cord. Alright, moving on. So this is a box of stuff that we kind of working in and out of, around. All the outlets thus far work. And I have my big power strip that runs along here for the heater and the saw and stuff like that when we're using everything. The cabinets are everything. I mean, for being 40 years old, you know, whatever. The only thing that does not work is the refrigerator. So what we're gonna do, because I asked my youngest son, who lived in Tampa, anyway, if we could take it out, and he said, Mom, it's not advisable because there's a big hole in the back of it. So what the lady that had it before us did was she just bought a little mini fridge, one of those taller mini fridges, and put it in here. Well, I had this board. This is the board for my cutting table when I quilt, and I thought maybe I could put it in there, but I can't. It's too wide and probably too long. So I don't have a light bulb in the bathroom. And I'm going to take these doors down because they don't close anyway. So, anyway. So, this is the original flooring that was in just the bathroom. And, like, it came out a little bit. So, what we did was we cut it back so that we could, at the threshold. So, the flooring in here is the original flooring that the previous owner had put. But on that side of the toilet, the floor is weak. It is what it is. I have told my sister, do not plop, because she weighs more than I do, onto it, because if she falls through the floor, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna laugh, but I'm gonna kill her. And we have a bathtub, which we don't have a hot water heater currently because I ran out of time, and I had to have that shipped to a home when I didn't have an actual home address. I have a post office box, but they won't deliver it there. And then there's cabinets over there, etc. And so yeah, that is it. That's, you know, and a lot of people are wondering, excuse my hair, it's been in the same position for like 3 days. And I don't feel good. I hurt my back. I have spinal stenosis. This lighting sucks. I have spinal stenosis in the lumbar region into my sacrum region. So I get to the point where I can't hardly walk because of it. Let me check this real quick. The tarp is still right there. And there's a piece of flooring right down here that needs to be put back in. Anyway, so this is the bedding area. Hi, Tigaboo! Hi, Tigaboo! She's been mad at me the last couple of days because she's my dog. And she's glued to me 24/7 typically, which is fine. She's retired service animal. Tegan is 12. And she's a mini pin, miniature Doberman pinscher, which isn't actually a Doberman. It's just bred to look like one. Anyway, moving on. This video is all over the place and I'm sorry. So I have my mom's Christmas card. I have tile, like meshed tile, these here, that go in the spaces where the floor is messing pieces. I don't care. It's not pretty. I don't care. I don't. I'm to that point. So what I might even have to do is go get some runners for in here. But we have male dogs and they like to pee on things like that. Ugh. Anyway, so that's where we are currently. And these are my lights that I want to run out. Hold on, let me flip y'all around. These light kits. Oh, I think it's upside down. Yep. 2 of these, they come with a remote and you snap them together. And I want to run some in here, probably like along the track right there or something to give some more light. And I have another one. And then I have Christmas lights that I want to just kind of string up along the top area to kind of brighten it up a little bit. We won't be using our propane stove just because it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to. And like I said, this video is all over the place. I'm sorry. So tonight will be the first night we're in the camper full time. And everybody's asking, well, how are y'all gonna do that? This camper is 24 foot long. And there are 3 humans and 6 dogs. When it's just my husband and I, we know how to stay out of each other's way. My sister, on the other hand, does not. And we keep reminding each other that murder is illegal. Oh, so one of my projects today, once I get some help, is I'm going to... So we have this screen door. I don't want the dogs to bust out the bottom of it. So I have plexiglass and a plexiglass cutter and some earth magnets. So I'm going to put earth magnets once I cut the plexi down. I'm going to put earth magnets, that way it's not a permanent fixture. And I also have a piece of plexiglass up here. So, and I'll have to remeasure all of that so that I don't get the plexi stuck up into the frame up here as much as I can. So, I don't know if I'm going to add another clip. If I do, I'll edit that out. But that's what's going on in our world. Oh, guys. We as in, you know, Chris is way over there. Tiki Boo is over there. And Sam is somewhere over there. It's only 5 o'clock. And it's, I'm going to show you how dark it is in here. Click. Oop, wrong button. Click. Nope. That one? No, not that one. Not that one. That one? No, that's red. Woo! Hold on a minute. That one? Aha! I put a strip light up. Not to be confused with a stripper pole. That's the purple. Yes, it's actually purple, not white. Green. Red. I don't know what color that is. Guess it's orange. Tealy color. Blue. Bright white. And then it fades into different colors. What do you do when you're bored? You play with the lights. It's making my camera freak out. That's probably what we're going to leave it on, because as we talked about earlier today, as we talked about earlier today, there's a white. That's a long way down. I'd like to be poorly lit. Anyway, because there's the long way down to at least the first step, we have to be careful about the dogs that they don't fall, especially Sammy and Clemmy, because they are Chihuahuas, and Tegan is snoring. She's in the bed between us. But typically, my bed is on a base, an adjustable base, and that's why we have twin beds. But moving on. So we put up the strip lights, and then I have under the counter, all of the bulbs in here are the twisty bulbs. So, and I have one LED bulb that I for sure that's in the, it's over where the table's supposed to go, but we don't have a table. We do, we just don't have it. The mount is broken, and we really don't care. And then under the counter over here, I put a 24-inch stick light, and that's on low. And I was asked, that's on high. That, there, let me get my hand out the way. And so my sister asked me, well, why do you have the light switch right there by you? Do you really want to get up in the middle of the night, turn the light off, or turn the light on? And she's like, oh, duh. And then in the bathroom, because all of the, like I said earlier in the video, this is a 1979, so there are no actual switches for anything. Everything has got little twist knobs at the tops of the fixtures. And Christy is short and can't reach. I know for sure she can't hardly reach the one in the bathroom. Because I don't want her stepping in the area where it's at, because she walks like a fucking gorilla. She stomps like a herd of elephants. So, yeah. So I got these things at Home Depot. I need to go get 2 more. And basically it's a light switch, but it's like a strip light. And it just lights up right there. You know, when you go into the bathroom, just flip the switch on. And ta-da! You have light instead of having to reach up and fall over the toilet, etc. But anyway. So I'm going to wait for my battery to charge. My husband has my cable. And I'll edit this up and get it to you. So, you know the drill. Subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell so you know. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys. This is Rexy Fur. He's half Chihuahua and half Dachshund. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell so you know. And guess what? We'll see you in our next video. Bye guys.